Today on the Rumors Comedy Cast, Jordan Wellwood talks to Dan Glasswick about his motivations of depression and revenge. They keep going even after they're supposed to end, and it actually gets more hilarious. Follow us at Rumors Comedy.
Welcome to Rumors Comedy Cast, episode number 33. We're here with Mr. Dan Glasswick, one of Rumors' very own hosts, and now headliner. He headlined the club tonight, first time.
Hello.
Daniel.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
So good.
It's going to be a long, terrible interview.
I feel excellent.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
Yes. Did it go well?
I think it went well. Yeah. I had a lot of support in the room, so it's, you would want an objective audience, I guess, to see how well it is, but that's the first of many.
I felt like it was an objective review. I thought it was good. That was great.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great job.
Okay, next question.
Okay. Where were you born?
Ottawa.
The nation's capital.
Nation's capital.
You big into politics?
Nope.
Okay. Third question. Why do you love doing comedy?
I love doing comedy because I feel like it's something that I'm able to truly escape, and I'm not a very, in normal social interactions, I want to be able to be boisterous in the way that I am, but I think most people just don't understand social cues, and some people will always talk over you, and I'm kind of more of a passive personality, whereas I'll just let them talk and talk and talk, and I'm like, oh, damn it, I really had something to say, but I just won't say it. And this is my escape to be able to say whatever I want without any interruption, and it's finally me talking about all the things that I want to talk about.
They have to listen.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Did you grow up I feel the exact same way, and I grew up in a house where everyone talks over top of each other, so I do that to other people.
Yeah, you certainly do.
Yeah. Well, because you're so weak, it's like driving over a small fluff on the road.
Sure.
No, but yeah, no, I know what you mean. But did you grow up like that? Was your house like that?
No, we're all. I think my family's unique. I think we're all very kind of quiet, and we choose our words more closely. Like
Dan, I don't love you.
Yeah. So if someone was normal, someone normal, their dad said that, they'd be like, okay, well, they're just saying that. But if my dad said that, I was like, my dad only said 10 words today, and I don't love you was part of it.
And he emphasized don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like you're really waiting for your words, and that's what you chose to say. So you've been thinking about that for a while.
Jeez. Did you read into things extra because of that?
Well, my dad didn't say he didn't love me.
No, I know that. But other things Dan, get the garbage. Would you be that's all he said to me? Maybe I haven't been getting the garbage. Maybe I should get the garbage more.
No, my dad was very straightforward. My mom was the one that I would worry about guilt.
Yeah.
But that's just mom. You love mom. You want to make mom happy.
That's true. So you've been in Winnipeg now 8 years?
No longer.
Longer now?
I just can't remember.
You just can't remember. You're a Winnipegger. You live here now. Your blood is Winnipeg.
Blue and gold. Go Bombers! Grey Cup!
You want to go to the Grey Cup?
You should write some questions down.
No, I don't have to. You can't silence me and then don't like the way I'm conducting this interview. I
don't watch sports. How about that?
Yeah. You mentioned the blue and gold, so.
Yeah, I don't know. You bleed colors, and that's the only thing I could think of. Is there any other Winnipeg colors?
Well, I think the official city colors are yellow, red. I don't know if that's
Google,
true.
If you're watching that, Google this.
Google it. John can put it up, post.
Okay.
The logo. Anyways, yeah, you've been here a long time, and you started doing comedy in Winnipeg instead of your home city of Calgary.
Yep.
Did you want to do comedy in Calgary?
Yep.
And why didn't you?
I never had the confidence to do it. It was always something that I wanted to do, but it's a big step to think that you can just talk into a microphone and make people laugh. And, it just kind of came to a point where I was like, this is my one life, and I want to do something that I actually want to do. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of grew from there. I mean, it's really addicting. I think anyone that tries it really gets into it. There's not a lot of people that will come and they're like, okay, well, that was good. Now I'll try, I don't know, acrylics.
Got that off the bucket list. Acrylics is really terrifying. That's where it comes after comedy.
Well, and it's one of those things that's like, it's experiential, right? So no one, like, there's going to be always like flash in the pan successes in many different industries, and sometimes in entertainment, but there's some things that you cannot be good at right away, and that's stand-up is one of them. Yeah. And that's thrilling.
Yeah. So do you have a game plan? Have you ever set a game plan for yourself when you got into stand-up? Like, obviously there's the first, I'm trying it, like I'm getting over that initial fear. Now you're addicted. And then now what's your plan now? Do you have one, or do you just like to take the opportunities as they come?
Yeah, I mean, I try to kind of go onward and upward and think about what the next goal should be and work towards that. But, I don't know, it becomes a fuzz with so many open mics and everything. You just have to, I guess, focus and recenter yourself.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a process for that?
Usually when I'm super depressed about doing the same joke over and over again and not wanting to tell it.
Self-hate as a motivator?
Absolutely, yeah. No. Self-hate and revenge, I think, are my biggest motorivators in life. Yeah.
You've written your best stuff to screw over someone from your past?
Yeah, I either want revenge on myself or revenge on someone else.
Yeah, you told me a story about an ex-girlfriend, and it was probably the best. Because when you get into comedy, like, it doesn't happen often, but like when it first starts happening, like people maybe recognize you or they give you a compliment outside of comedy, it's kind of cool. And like you have a pretty good story about that happening at a really opportune time. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah. So it was Canada Day. I had just started doing comedy like 6 months prior to that. Mm-hmm. And walking on the street, I saw an ex-girlfriend, and she kind of gave me this like, hey, I heard you're into this comedy thing now. Like, as soon as you give it this thing, like, that totally takes away the wind of your sails, right? Like,
you know what comedy is. Like,
I heard you're into this doctor thing now. It's like
trying that on for size. Yeah.
Go to school for 7 years and be a professional. As soon as you call it a doctor thing,
you're dabbling in the medical arts, I guess. Like, condescending.
So she said that, and then this guy comes up and he was like, "Man, you're Dan Glasswick, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "You are so good at comedy." And I was like, "Yes, thank you so much, world. Thank you, karma. Eat it so hard, Chelsea Ewald. I don't care if you're watching this."
So she just suck on that in her windpipe.
I think she's married and has children, so
in the long run, she's doing better.
Respectful,
That's like the perfect time for that to happen, because sometimes it's awkward or whatever, but for someone to doubt you and then a stranger to butt in, it almost looks like, you paid them off, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Nice. So we normally on the podcast have a little segment where we talk about hell gigs.
Okay.
Worst ever gig you've ever done in your time here?
What's the all-Catholic boys' school?
St. Paul's.
St. Paul's, graduation. I think originally they wanted me to do 45 clean, and I said there's no way. And I'm the type of person that I have like no confidence in myself, so even the person that booked it, I was like, here's the name of some guys that are really good when they're clean. I tried to give the gig away, and then they're like, "No, we want you," and the pay was good. And so I went, and I mean, it's all Catholic, so I expected like no drinking and super clean. And when I got there, I found out like all the kids were drinking. Like this is such a weird rule. I've never heard of this. Is it just Manitoba that if you're with an adult but your parents, then you're allowed to drink?
I think it's everywhere. Like, I think you have to Google specific places. Like, we were just in California, and some of my girlfriend's family members are underage, so we Googled it, and it's like, oh yeah, if you're with an adult and they're consenting, you can get a drink.
A drink. Yeah,
I don't know if it's limited.
Like, the rules are so loose, and it's like, I drink because all of these kids were shit-faced.
Yeah.
They were all Catholic little shit-faced kids. And so we were supposed to, I thought I was performing on the main stage. It was a beautiful setup.
Mm-hmm.
They had a beautiful graduation. And then they were like, no, you're performing on the side stage. But the side stage is in the hallway, and it's just a box that they put up for me. And I had to perform to all these drunk kids who I had to be super clean in front of. And unbeknownst to me at the time, all these kids were not allowed, because they were all hammered. Like, there was not just one, there was no gray area there. They were drinking in front of their family.
Yeah.
And
you're on the box.
They're in the hallway, and they're not allowed to have another drink until I'm done my set. And I didn't know that at the time. So they're all like, fuck this guy. Right? They're like, I don't care about him. I just want to drink. And I mean, it's their right. This is their graduation. Here I am stepping on their good time, like, hey, I'm a comedian, and yeah, no, here's some jokes. And they're like, okay, there is some jokes. And then it's like, oh, what about baloney? Why is it spelled with an A instead of an E?
Did you do that joke? Because I feel like I haven't heard that one.
No, that's what I was going to open with tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Processed meats.
So how long did you do? Did you do the whole set?
I did about 20 minutes before I looked at the parents and just went, and then they were like, you can tell some dirty ones. And then when I started telling some dirty ones, some of the parents left. All the kids were yelling at me. They didn't care at all. And it ended up being like 10 minutes of me being like, this is probably the worst idea ever. Like, I hope you guys really enjoy your graduation, but like, I'm going to take the money and run.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to have a comedian for next year, so I'm burning this bridge for all of my friends to perform and
That's
make
a
some
good
money.
bridge burn. That's like a solid you did to other people, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't mean.
No.
I wasn't mean or anything. I was just like, you guys are ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's the weirdest thing because, and it happens at other shows too, the people that yell the most and the people that piss you off the most are the ones that come up to you after the show and they're like, hey, I love the show. Great show.
Because they feel like they just got off stage. They feel like they were part of the action. And
It's
they
so
helped.
annoying.
Yeah, like, I think it helped. I helped. We were funnier because I yelled. It's like, no, you weren't. And then you have to get into a discussion with them and explain it to them. Did you ever have to do that?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So you're feeling good about your opening night set then?
I mean, it's a daze. I'm a perfectionist, and I don't ever like anything that I do, which makes me get better, but also makes me a very unhappy person.
Yeah. You're normally pretty happy.
Yeah, I drink a lot.
It's a facade.
Yeah.
Well, keep it going because it's fun. Just kidding. Well, tomorrow night is Wednesday.
Like, how do you prepare for these usually? Do you just
Normally we have like a nice organic conversation that goes back and forth. But people aren't distraught.
Do you ask the same questions every time?
Usually I'll ask how the show went off the top. And then we have the Hellgate question. And other than that, we kind of see where the things go, where people want to talk about, maybe if someone want to promote. You know, they're mostly not morose and in deep thought. But that's okay that you are. I like it. You're being you.
That's not a question, though. That's more of just kind of like a...
Yeah, it's like a conversation.
Okay.
Conversational. So what are you expecting, like Charlie Rose up here? Like, do you want the morning zoo radio show? How'd you get into comedy? What was it? Were you always the class clown?
Do you feel awkward with uncomfortable silences?
No.
No.
I sometimes work on those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you have Hellgig is one question that you always ask.
Yeah.
And then how did you get into comedy?
Yeah. That was a kind of a facetious joke, but I feel like answering it. Because you came up in the Winnipeg scene, so I figured I'd talk about that. I usually keep it local, is what I try and do.
Yeah.
Talk about Winnipeg, if someone's in from out of town, what they think about the city, that kind of thing.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, rumors, like you host here at the club.
Yeah.
How many years?
5.
5 years. That's a fucking good tear.
Yeah.
How'd you get in? Like, how was that process like? What was rumors to you before you got here? Because it's the main club in town. It's the only club in town.
I'll be honest, I didn't really come that much before. I knew I came during university, but it was something kind of a world away, and I didn't really start coming until I got into open mics and actually really started doing comedy myself. But that being that, like, when I started comedy, it almost kind of ruined comedy for me too.
Like, because you're hyper analyzing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you, it's kind of a half answer, but thank you.
What was the rest of the question?
Like, how did you start working at the club? How did you start?
I won the funniest person with a day job contest in 2010.
Did you have fun with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was you do all these kind of like milestone things, and sometimes it's hard to like grasp the moment and just be like, oh, like I love what I'm doing, because you're so nervous. So
yeah,
the final set that I did, I had 8, I think, Bud Lights before I went on, and I listened to the recording, and like my opening line is just so haggard. It's just like, how's everyone doing? But I think
they were
found,
like, they loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hammered for that, and then winning that, put me in a good spot in the club, and I did some guest spots, and then those went well, and there was kind of a transition period where, some of the other hosts were kind of moving on, and I was able to fill the gap.
Nice. And then, so from hosting over all these years to tonight being your headlining spot, like, what did you find different? Obviously, there's a vast difference, but
yeah, just that it's a funny thing. Like, people are more responsive to the headliner, regardless, just because they're there for a headliner, and it's like they give you more.
Yeah.
They give you more of a leash. I think that people would be more upset if you left and didn't do a good job. They would be more upset at you than at the host or whatever.
yeah,
But they're also going to give you more off the top. They're going to like pay more attention and be willing to laugh more.
yeah,
The host is kind of like, I don't know.
yeah. It's
Get
like
me started.
You got a job to do, and you got to get it done, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any hell stories, like, from hosting, maybe in your early part of your tenure here?
I do, but I'm not going to say any names because they might see this, and then I would not be able to. Okay, I'll try to tell the story as and then we should wrap it up soon.
Okay. Well, we have a time limit, so we're doing good.
Whatever. The one I did was 35 minutes, and everyone loved it. So this headliner.
You made John laugh. Ooh. Which headliner? Sorry.
This headliner came out, and he. This was when I first started hosting, so I was so excited, and like you just want to pick their brain, and you want to be like, "How did you get into it?" And like, that's how you should be. Like, how did you? Yeah. And then on the way driving him there, he was like, "Oh, the club manager's not too happy with me." And this was like when I first got hired, so I'm not gonna shit talk the club manager.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, why don't you tell him I did better tonight?" And he didn't do great throughout his whole week. And at the end of it, I still wanted to talk to him about comedy. Like, he's a pretty successful comedian.
You're new and you're wide-eyed and you're
yeah, and he was just like, you know what? I think I want to be a chef now. And like, he was serious. Like, he talked about what it takes to be a chef and like what steps and paths he's taking to become a chef. And I was just like, okay, awesome, man. Way to burst my bubble.
You ever had that, like, is this me in 20 years? Like, am I going to be...
Oh, I feel that all the time.
Yeah.
What am I doing with my life? Why can't I just be happy with something normal?
Because that's a nightmare existence. Going to punch. You've had day jobs and you've worked in the past in sales, and how tonight compared to that,
it's incredible. But certainly I'd have no illusions that I could quit my day job anytime soon.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you're like, do I have the fortitude to stick it out and see? Because it's not like a, hey, here's the path, pass this course, pass this course.
No,
I mean, it is at the end of the day brutal, and there's no guarantees.
Nope.
And I think it's about luck, but statistically putting yourself up for that luck in the right places. But at the end of the day, it might not happen. And if it doesn't happen, I won't be so sad just sitting back. At least though now I'll be able to say
cooking in a kitchen like with that other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be able to say that I tried, right?
Yeah.
If I didn't try and I ended up just doing that, then I'd just be a miserable. I think that's how people become jerks.
It's better to be miserable doing what you love than being miserable doing something that you never even wanted to do in the first place, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're taking a shot and it's like things are going well. This was great. You were hilarious tonight.
Oh, thank you.
I like working with you, Dan.
Yeah.
Even when you cut my nuts out in the middle of a podcast, it's all good.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. All right, man. You're here tomorrow. Do you have any other shows? Anything coming up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big one. The viewers are going to want to see this. Come out to Dauphin, Manitoba,
Yes.
the 19th of September. Going to be a banger. Think it's for breast cancer.
Okay.
One of those ULOF gigs.
It's a boob tour.
Boob tour.
Nice.
No, nothing else important coming up. Just
Cool.
tomorrow and
Catch you around the city.
catch me around the city.
Cool. Check Dan out on Twitter at Dan Glasswick.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Facebook him. Send him messages. Barrage him with emails and questions and your own headshots.
He'll put a little ticker under here.
Yeah, he'll do it.
Yeah.
You can check me out.
It doesn't help. No one follows me on Twitter. I've tried so hard.
Do you throw content out?
I hate Twitter.
I'm a retweeter. I'll do that. I get information out. You know.
It's one of those like things that like you only do you retweet people that don't retweet you?
I don't pay attention. I don't even know
Oh.
if my name's in it. I'll hit favorite.
How many followers do you have?
A couple hundred, a few hundred.
That suck.
Instagram's my game. That's what I'm all about. I'm a visual
If
dude.
you break it down, let's be honest.
I have
like,
more followers than I'm following.
Okay, that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
That means that you're doing something.
Something's happening.
But like, okay, I'd say 3/4 of my followers are people that I'm obliged to follow because they followed me.
Just go through when they're not looking and get rid of them. That's the trick. Or pay a service, bunch of robots in the Middle East will be your friends. You just pay for it. Anyways, check us out here at Rumors Comedy on Twitter and come to the show tomorrow night to see Dan.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Now let's do this like a freeze frame.
You can cut it now at this point, right?
Yeah, he likes to let it roll.
Lisa, Lydia,
Lygia.
Lygia.
It's pronounced Lygia.
This is a section I like to do for all my viewers called Rumors, because we're at Rumors Comedy Club. Okay? Is this a rumor or is it fact? Tequila is not a depressant.
True.
Rumor.
I thought about doing a segment for this. Let me get your ear.
Should have done it tonight.
Where we make up a rumor.
Okay.
Because it's Rumors Comedy Club. So let's start a rumor now and then spread it on the podcast, and then maybe like me and the comic or whoever could just come up with a rumor about someone.
Okay. Brian Bowman,
Winnipeg Mayor.
Winnipeg Mayor. Don't tell me to stop. I will do it.
The mayor of Winnipeg.
He's just a puppet.
He's a Stepford wife.
He's a puppet for Sam Cates and Phil Sheegle.
They're controlling him behind the scenes.
Yeah. And they're adding all these new problems that we don't, that make us stop caring about what they did to this city.
Is that I think they're just in an island. They're on a Nygaard island somewhere right now.
Does Sam still owe the gold eyes?
Yeah, I don't know. Why do I know that? I'm not a businessman. Like, I don't need to know what he's doing.
Why did he buy the gold eyes too?
He was in the entertainment industry before he became the mayor. He used to have a private suite over there with a plaque on the thing.
Really?
At Rumors Comedy Club. Is that true, Tyler? Used to book the club.
Oh, can we talk about him on this? You're not the mayor anymore.
You're not the mayor.
You don't got that private place with your plaque on the wall
They
anymore.
tore that plaque down and they plastered over it. They threw it in the trash.
Coming up on the next Rumors podcast, 2 completely different hosts because they do not work.
He's not gonna. What's he gonna do? Take my land from me? He's gonna buy and sell my
their
land.
puppet Brian is gonna come in and he's gonna be like, "Well, you don't."
He'll be smiling.
I was a Falcon guy. To be honest,
Falcon.
Roulette.
Vote for him next time.
Yeah, but now he's liberal. I liked him when he was independent. Not that I don't like the liberals. It's just like I liked him as his own guy.
I feel like at the top of the podcast, I asked if you were political, and you lied to me.
What did I say?
You said you were not political. Now you're talking about liberals and oulettes and conservative roulette.
Who would that be?
I don't know.
Who's your conservative?
I live in the country. I have to vote for like Interlake guy. So it's like, oh, is the algae out of control? Like, do we need a new barn in fucking Hecla? Like, I don't even know if it makes a difference. So I choose to be non-political. I take a stance against it.
Well, that you should vote. You should get out. And
I vote.
Did you vote for the mayor this year?
No, I can't. I don't live in the city. I had to vote for Interlake guy.
The mayor of Interlake?
The mayor of the Interlake.
Who's
he's
that?
He's more of a lake king. He lives beneath the surface.
What lake does he reside over?
Lake Winnipeg in Manitoba.
But that's so far.
Yeah, I know.
Like you're closer to the city.
They just like once you get like a mile out of the city, they're just like
as soon as
the
you're
rest
not
of the
in
province,
the perimeter, they're just like get out of here.
Get out of here. You don't get a say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Care about LJ and
LJ, the Lake King will reside over you. With
you
lake
don't know
law.
who it is?
It's lake law.
You should write him a letter.
Some old conservative, because like country people vote conservative, I think. So it's a lot of old farmers being like, "Rrr, Jew bankers and whatnot."
Yep.
Yeah. I'll do that. Nothing against farmers here on the show.
So if I was really political and I came out with something like really poignant to say, what would you have had to say?
So if you came out with something political and poignant, what would I have had to say?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Continue on. And then you could go further.
Okay.
Yeah. See, this is interviewing tactics I learned in college.
Hey.
How does that make you feel? That's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you feel about this?
I thought you were saying that you went to college, and I was like, all right. He's off there, big shot.
You have a university degree.
It's
in
not
film.
worth anything.
Yeah.
Never go to university. The paper, you can lie about it. I know a lot of people that lie about their degrees. They lie about their degrees, and no one checks. Is there a background check?
Yeah, if you went into like a school or
Do
like
people
a prison.
go? No one goes into the school and says, "Hey, I'm calling on behalf of Dan Glasswick. Did he receive a Bachelor of Arts there?" They'd be like, "Are you kidding me? You want
Let
me
me
to go
check."
through all my records and go into personal stuff and see? Oh yeah,
When you submit though, don't you have to submit like a transcript or a
no job has ever asked for a transcript. And like I said, I know people that have lied about a degree, and there's
What kind of jobs do they have? They're like a doctor now?
No, you can't. Okay, you can't.
Like Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, you're not going to get into a doctor, but like there's specific degrees that you need, or masters or PhDs for specific jobs. But like anything in business, essentially, that's not like accounting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a degree. Sure.
I can wheel and deal.
Yeah.
I worked for the city, and there was a job for this bug job where you needed one class of biology. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to lie about it. And then they like, we need your transcript.
Well, that's the city.
Yeah,
That's
I
your
know, but
problem.
it was like a bug thing. And then I was like, oh, I don't want the job. But I don't have one biology class. And apparently, like, I'm sure it's like history of biology or biology
Why would you
art.
even need it?
I don't know. It's a requirement on their stupid piece of paper. Anyways, what are you going to do with the rest of your night?
Well, I got to work tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
Me too.
Cheers. Okay.
All right, let's get out of here.